Susanne Wilson, MA, is, besides being one of my favorite people on the planet, is a carefree Arizona-based intuition educator, author, evidential medium, and paranormal presenter. Susanne is known as the Carefree Medium, appearing on Coast to Coast AM, Gaia TV, Fox News National Edition, and Amazon Films. She's a faculty member of the Superpower Movement, a film series dedicated to igniting your intuitive intelligence. Susanne holds a master's degree in public affairs policy, a bachelor's degree in management, and certifications from Stanford University. She's a globally recognized researcher and educator on a wide range of paranormal topics. She is a founding board member emeritus of the Afterlife Research and Education Institute. I would also like to add, having had a few readings in my life, the most evidential, right-on, spot-on reading I ever had was with Susanne Wilson. So over to you, Susanne.
Thank you. That was a wonderful endorsement. I'm really touched. Thank you for that. And we do this work for the spirit world to provide evidence. And I'm hearing people talking to me in spirit. I got to tell them, just be quiet so I can talk. Okay, great. We do this to provide evidence that consciousness survives physical death. As a byproduct of that, we provide helpful, hopeful, and healing information and messages. But I'm here to tell you, I've been saying this for so many years, and people have teased me and said, Susanne, you're going to put yourself out of work. But I feel like one of the most important things that you can do for yourself as a soul here on earth is to learn how to recognize your own signs, symbols, synchronicities, invite your own dream visits in. Wow. Okay, I was saying before electronics went weird here that as a medium, my entire goal is to provide evidence that consciousness survives physical death. And we do that by allowing the spirit to come through us, identifying themselves, giving evidence that it's really them, and giving the message, which is something that they really want to say. However, people have teased me for many years that I'm going to put myself out of work because I highly recommend and in fact insist that everyone whose mind and heart is open to it learn how to receive their own messages from their beloveds, their people and pets who are in spirit form. And one of the best ways I know how to do that is to be open, inviting, receptive, and discerning of signs from spirit. So if you have never heard of this book, or if you're new to afterlife studies, one of my first recommendations to you is to get Hello from Heaven from our friends Bill and Judy Guggenheim. It is a seminal work of ADCs being documented, after death communications being documented, and there's a lot of information about the types of signs that can be received. It's not going to be like a huge billboard up in the sky saying, hi, I'm here, I love you, I'm still part of your life. It's going to be very, very subtle. And I've been doing some research and going back into history and talking to my guides, and I'm discovering that signs have been documented going back into ancient Egypt, ancient history, where some of the hieroglyphics that we see in those areas, some of the hieroglyphics that we see in the First Nations areas in Arizona where I am, were actually living people drawing on cave walls or wherever they were, documenting where their loved ones went, who met them, a guide or another loved one, and the messages that they were receiving back. We tend to be very egocentric and think that when we look at ancient history, everything that people were creating in communications and art were telling us some kind of wisdom or knowledge to be handed down. I'm positing and I'm researching right now that there's another possibility. Yes, that's true. Wisdom is experience that's integrated and can be shared, right? But another possibility might be that the signs from loved ones on the other side were being documented for us. We just simply don't understand that. Now we have books like the seminal book that I just mentioned, and it's easier to communicate, it's easier to interpret. But our ancient ancestors were trying to tell us that signs were happening even then. They were trying to prepare us and open our minds. In the modern world, it's so easy to miss these things, and it's so easy to dismiss them. So before I open up to having you tell me about your signs, in sharing, and maybe even see if there's messages along the way, I want to give you a couple of thoughts. One is, and ask yourself this over time. The first thought is, I want you to ask yourself, are you really ready and open to receive? And it's easy to say, oh yeah, who wouldn't want a sign? Of course I am. Susanne, have you lost your mind? But I come across so many people, living people, who tell me, I don't know if I really got it, or if I really saw something, I might be too scared. I'm saying, and I even wrote this in my book, Soul Smart, What the Dead Teach Us About Spirit Communication. I wrote about a woman who was so upset. She was telling me, I'm not getting any signs from my husband. What's going on? He's the kind of guy that would do that. He's very, very communicative when he was here. And I said, well, what are you doing to pave the way for him? And she says, I just tell him I want a sign from him, but please don't scare me. And because he was such a devoted husband, he was very careful to not scare her. And he was a little too subtle, quite frankly. So you have to really release all fear. So what could she have done differently? She could have said, surprise me. I'm open for you to surprise me. The key is, please don't try to control the how the sign comes to you or the when that the sign comes to you. It's very similar to manifesting goals, where you're sending out to the universe, this is the goal that I have, this or that which is of the best and highest good for me. If there's something that's more appropriate, I accept it. It's very similar to that. You don't control the how, because it could happen through the least expected means. And you don't control the when, because you might bypass seeing something highly significant, because you're thinking, well, that's not going to happen till the end of the month, or I don't really want that to happen until next year. The universe hears, I don't want that to happen. Same thing with signs. Don't specify exactly what you want. It doesn't work for everybody. Now I'm going to get email from several people saying, well, I asked for a monarch butterfly and I got it. Great. But for most people, they get so darn focused and set on getting that one thing that they have to get, that they can miss a dozen others. Why would you want to do that? Make yourself a living prayer that is open to receiving helpful, hopeful, and healing messages from your spirit loved ones in the time and in the manner that is just right for you. It works with so many things. When we let go of all of that control, our eyes, and especially this eye, this intuitive, spiritual, clairvoyant eye, is open to see things, to hear, to smell fragrances. Sometimes the fragrance is granddad's cigar, but it's the fragrance that you know is connected with them. Taste. I've had people taste apple pie with ice cream. Wow, that's great. That's what mom always made me. And it's like, where did I get that taste all of a sudden? So ask, and then when you get, write it down. But take a moment to celebrate. Before you grab your phone and you start texting all your friends what just happened before you give them the chance to rain on your parade. And some people do, and I'll talk about why in just a little bit, without judgment. Can you just sit with it? Just sit with it. When that sign comes, whether it's I'm thinking of my loved one and all of a sudden I didn't ask for this song to play, but the song that is their favorite song in the whole world, the one we played at the memorial service, comes on and I'm thinking of them. Instead of running to tell somebody else in the house, hold still, just hold still and savor the moment. And then decide who you're going to share your pearls with, who you're going to share your golden gems with. Now, here's why some people want to talk you out of, in my humble opinion, your signs. This is why they want to talk you out of. First off, it could be scary to them. It could mean there's something weird about you, or, they just are put off. And, a teacher told me, and some of you have heard me say this before, Susanne, I really feel like every soul has the same 1,000 lessons to experience over incarnations. You don't know if that person's on lesson 900 or lesson 30. So be very, very discerning who you share with. Here's another reason. It's, oh my gosh, she's getting all these signs and I'm over here and I haven't heard anything. So they may not know how this works. And so how sad that in your sharing, someone else felt less than. And so you have to be really careful, engage. And you can just feel this in your heart or in your tummy, your solar plexus. Is this something that I should share with this person? Another thing that will help you discern whether you share or publish this or whatever, or post it on social media, which right now is the wild, wild west. It has been for quite a while. And there's people with guns loaded, just waiting on you. It's really sad. I had somebody just the other day say they were like, why are these people telling me I'm crazy? Or why are these people, it's like attacking me because I shared that I was it was something like, he was on the beach and he was thinking of his son in spirit. And he came across his son's first name, Jeff, written in the sand. And the water's coming in, he's over there taking pictures, and these people came over and they wanted to see, like, is it, what's there, a sea urchin or, a turtle? Is it sea turtle time? And they're standing there and they're like looking at him. And so he explains what that is. And they're like, nah. He posted on Facebook and why would you do that? That's a gift for you. There will be people who want to celebrate with you, your tribe, and it may not be the whole tribe. It may just be a little section within that tribe, right? That gets it, okay? So sit with the sign, enjoy it. And in that moment, unless you're a professional medium who's been honing their abilities, you will never be closer to them the rest of the day than you are in that very moment. And so spend time with them. Sit. I thank you for this. Can you do it again sometime? I really, really appreciate it. And I want to feel your energy. I'm going to sit here. If you want to touch me, feel free to do so. I'd love to feel a hug from you. And that is creating an environment, a connection, a frequency, and a frequency shift around you to where you may feel a hug from them. You may get a flash of insight. There may be a message that comes to you without having to go out and pay for a reading. But they're always close. Your spirit loved ones are always close by. I use this metaphor of the television in the other room. You have a television on in another room. You're walking around your house doing this and that, maybe laundry, whatever, dishes, or you're on your workout bike, but you got a TV on in the other room. You're kind of hearing what's going on all the time. All you do your thing, but then something gets your attention. Your show is on, whatever it is, and you'll walk in there and watch. To your loved ones in spirit, you're the TV that's always on in the other room down the hall. They're just there. But you and your frequency, your vibration, and the joy and the gratitude that you feel for them is so high after getting a sign. I want you to hold still, even if you're going to be late for work, even if, let's say you're in a grocery store and signs do come in grocery stores. I've got journals full of signs and accounts from people. Just hold still. I've gotten information from a loved one in spirit. I've had 2 very close loved ones pass this year, a couple months ago, 24 hours apart, completely separate states in the US. And I got a message from one of them sitting in my car in bumper to bumper Scottsdale traffic. And I just was like, okay, guides, let me drive this car, but at least it's in bumper to bumper. I'm not going to get in an accident. And it just said, hey, thanks. It's so great to hear from you. How is it over there? And I saw confetti. It's like, I just saw confetti. That's the whole message. Okay. I've been one of the people in the grocery store that's gotten a message too. And to tune in, I pretended, I pulled my cart or trolley, depending on where you guys are from, over to the side. And I pretended to be on my phone, like I'm looking something up or I'm texting or whatever. And I'm talking in my head. Thank you. Thanks for sending me that. I really appreciate it. Then after you've let it sink in, you've connected, write it down. Now I know that we've got some people that are in my classes and some that have joined our community for developing our intuition and carefree souls. You guys know I'm a stickler for write it down, keep a journal, keep a diary. And I'm going to tell you why it's important. When you get a sign, symbol, synchronicity, dream visit, whatever it is, if you write it down with the date, just 1 or 2 sentences, okay? That's all you need. What was it? Where were you? What happened? You have incontrovertible evidence that you're getting signs and you know what they are. You can see the patterns and trends and how they come. You can see which ones repeat and perhaps, when, for example. But your mind will play tricks on you if you don't document. It will make things smaller or make things bigger. It will leave out details. You'll know exactly what happened if you write it down. As you write it down, make yourself a little note. How do you know who it was from? And I'm going to tell you how to know who the signs are from. First, I'm going to explain. I know I'm talking really fast. I'm trying to distill down a much larger webinar into something short, but LR just said what I could do. Okay. This works the best, okay? You get the sign, you get the hummingbird that keeps flying around your head and won't leave you alone, and you've been really sad that day, and you're like, well, I'm not sure who this is from. That's where you either say out loud or in your mind, thank you. Who brought this? Who is this? However you want to say it. And I guarantee you, unless you're trying to tightly control this situation, which in that exact moment, if you do this fast, your defenses are down, your walls, psychically speaking, are down. You're kind of breathless, like, wow, I've never seen a hummingbird do that before. In that second, you need to very quickly ask, who's this from? And what they'll do is they'll give you claircognizance that comes in through the crown chakra. You simply know. You simply know the name, the face, whatever. But you don't know how you know. You don't hear words. You don't necessarily see anything. You just know. For me, I think my biggest superpower that I like the most is clairvoyance. So I'll see their face in my mind's eye. I'll see it through subjective clairvoyance, not objective, like they're there. Subjective in here. And then some people will hear through the throat chakra, the clairaudience, they'll hear the name. And don't be surprised if it's a group. It's mom and dad, or it's your 3 cats. And I've had people say to me, I'm so confused. I booked this whole reading or I came to this class to find out who this one sign was, because I know it was it was from, because I know it was a sign, but I don't know who it was from. I just keep seeing my horse. But animals can't send signs, can they? I mean, that would be crazy, right? You know, any of you people who have ever loved an animal as a family member know this, that they are perhaps the most soulful beings we will ever encounter here on the earth. Of course, they send signs. So stay open and really be open. Document. Ask for the sign. Above all, be grateful for the sign. And be careful who you share the sign with. Cultivate your tribe. And I know some of your tribe is right here, right now. All right, so I want to hear about some of your signs and see what happens. And if you have a question about signs, like, what is this a sign? How do I know? Or who it was from, I will, let's just do it. Let's go for it.
I was at a hostel and I was all alone. It was Christmas Day, and I kind of had the window open even though it was cold, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt someone sit down next to me on the bed, and it actually made my body rock. And then I felt the pressure like a leg against my leg, and I knew it was my soulmate husband, and I was so happy.
I'm hearing this song right now, and it's a very old-timey song. But some of you may have seen me scribbling. I do that like to keep energy up. But sometimes I automatically write. And I wrote "Sweetheart," and the song I'm hearing is "Let Me Call You Sweetheart." It's a very, very, very old-timey song.
Yes, my mother liked that song.
Very, very old. And when I get that, also right now, a feather just floated down right in front of me and landed right in front of me. So I feel like, no, I know, I don't just feel it. I feel the emotions of, there's two people that work together. You know, yeah, it's going to be mama and spouse working together with signs.
Yes.
Thick as thieves.
Yes. Oh my God.
Together like this. And I'm hearing laughter. Your mom has an unusual laugh. It's very, I can hear it. I can hear it. Hold
oh my God. That's what I say about them.
She goes something about, I laugh fine. She's just, she's cry laughing. She's happy cry. Your mom cries.
Yeah.
She happy cries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as the temperatures go, how about that warm spot in the bed where nobody has been?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what you want that again? I'll do that again, is what I just heard. I'll do that again because it's been a little while. What is the joke about toes? Tickle toes or twinkle toes or tickling the toes or something from husband? Toes.
I didn't get to do that because I didn't get to marry him while he was here. I had a ceremony after he passed, and I always tease him about, I can't wait to tickle you, and especially the toes. And
all right, so I'd say your signs are right on track. I want you to watch for the feather from mama.
I have gotten lots of signs. I'm just going to relate. The most recent one was yesterday morning. I was in meditation to connect with your loved ones with Karen Francis McCarthy. And during the meditation, it was very difficult to stay focused because my geriatric dog walked into the kitchen past me 3 times and very loudly got a long drink. And prior to going into the meditation, I had actually asked 3 people, any one of you would be fine. Please, come and be with me. And I thought, when it was over with, I thought, oh, I didn't get a sign. And right at the end, Karen said, remember, animals can give you signs too. And then I realized that the dog had done this very unusual trip into the kitchen 3 times with loud drinking noises while I was trying to meditate. And then I was so happy. At first I was frustrated with the dog, but then I was so thrilled because I had asked 3 people and the dog did that 3 times.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you have brought in a really important point. And that is that the spirit people, their communication with you, it's like water. It travels the path of least resistance. I can use the dog. I'll do it. She's discerning. She'll get this. She's so smart. Check this out. Then they've got bragging rights to go tell everybody, all their friends on the other side, how smart you were to pick that up. Well done.
Thank you. So you mentioned hummingbirds, which then brought to mind very quickly one of, for me, my most memorable signs that I have received. And that was when I was on a road trip to visit a sister in Arizona. I stopped off in Utah where there's an arch. I think it's Wilson's Arch, just to take a break and hike up to this arch. And at the top of this short hike up this hill to this natural arch, there was a hummingbird. And I'm getting chills now even thinking about it, that just buzzed around my head and wouldn't leave. And I did
You have
very
a troop
immediately.
around you. You have a troop. It's like, what's your first name?
Sally.
Okay, Sally. It's like an entourage around Sally. And God, no, you guys are not going to say ride, Sally, ride. So I get a lot of music. That's one of the ones that I get. But I'm supposed to tell you, life is the ride, and that you've got like an extra special ticket, and you had a second chance given to you. When I hear somebody had a second chance, they either had a near-death experience typically, or something happened where they were not going to have the spiritual path and they had a wake-up call. John Lennon said, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. And you took some kind of second chance. Angels are really big with you too, very much so. And the one that's waving at me is a younger male that's over your right shoulder.
Yep.
So you may even said that you had a younger male on the other side. I don't know.
I didn't, but that's who I give
Okay.
credit to for the hummingbirds.
The boy who's not a boy is what I
Yeah.
heard.
That's him.
Yeah, very much so. It's like I have my group, she has her group. We're mom's groupies.
Yep. Yep.
Mom. Okay, there
Yep.
you go. It
He's
just
the
and
one.
I got the goosebumps.
He-
His passing has made you into a spiritual teacher. That's it.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true.
Wow. It's nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet you as
receiving
well.
that.
Thank you.
Hi, Suzanne. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. And I really enjoyed your talk. I get a lot of signs from spirit, but the biggest one going on right now, and it happens every day, is I have a light in my bedroom that gets excited. When I'm excited during a conversation, it can answer yes and no questions. But I don't know who it is in spirit, but it's every single day.
Okay. I think I can tell you because I'm getting thumbs up, green light, and the happy ding 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 of a bell. That's my thing. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have to scribble a second. Yeah, I play several instruments, so piano being my favorite. So I get all these songs. I hear "Hail, Hail, the gang's all here," da, 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 and I see a very old-timey house. I see a man with suspenders and work boots. And I want to say there's some kind of like big outdoor area involved here. And these are ancestors. These are absolutely ancestors for you. Was there a farm or something? Farm?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that before, and I just got the goosebumps. I have a
Wow.
feeling that it's a great grandpa on my father's side. One of the
Yeah,
grandpas.
I actually am hearing from Leroy, my guide, that you should go look at some old pictures and find the suspenders. The guy with the
Okay.
suspenders, and it's like
Okay.
the straw hat and the suspenders, yeah, and the
Okay.
boots.
Okay.
And it's like he wore the same boots, like you'll find every picture,
Okay.
same boots and boots. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, a couple of years ago, Suzanne, I was kind of testing the spirits a bit. Even though I fully believed in them, I asked for owl feathers from my guides, angels. Send me an owl feather. So one day I pull my tractor out. I'm doing work on the property here. Come back at lunchtime. There's a beautiful, huge owl feather. Owls are nocturnal. So this feather wasn't there in the morning, but it was there at lunchtime. And for the next week, I found nothing but owl feathers everywhere I went. and I haven't found any in the 2 years since. So,
Well, as usual, Gary, because I know you from my classes in our group and everything. As usual, you brought up a great teaching point. Thank you. So where do these things come from? Are they apports? Did the spirit people go and, arrange for people to drop things somewhere, or ask the birdie, will you share feathers? I mean, that's a lot of owls donating feathers. And the answer is, we don't know. We won't know till we get there, but there's the possibility of an apport, meaning an item sent from the spirit world and apported or transported to this world where it materializes. It takes a lot of energy. There are those whose job it is on the other side of life to help with making that happen. But also, perhaps there were different deposits of owl feathers in different places, and they arranged for somebody to drop some here, somebody drops some there. I'm going with apport on this one, unless there's one really naked owl out there. So
No.
there you go. Thank you.
that was my instinct at the time, that they were apports. And I think I said to somebody else on here, I think they're apports because they're just showing up everywhere, and then it stopped.
I would love to, please. So we're like in the process of possibly moving to South Africa. We're not sure. And anyway, I had asked my my daughter to come with us on the trip. And on the way back, I was on the plane and I was asking for a sign. And then I look and there's a movie called American Pickle. And Pickle is her nickname. I have it tattooed on here. And she had dual citizenship, American and Canadian. So I'm assuming that's a sign. And I just love hearing everybody sign.
Yeah, I got the thumbs up, green light, ding, ding, ding also. And I also get like, you also have ink on your ankle or foot.
I don't, but I want to. I just haven't gotten it done.
You're talking about this.
Yes.
Like, I can see like you're designing it in your head and everything else.
Absolutely.
I hear you, that needs to be combined with some kind of like treat for having gone through a whole bunch of work. Maybe it's the move, but you're manifesting that. I know it's happening. I just know it's happening. And I just heard, oh, she'll get a sign on that too, when to get the ink. So cool. I'm glad that you got that. Thanks for sharing that. People hear each other's signs, and it makes them more able to accept theirs when they get them. So good stuff.
I get a lot of signs connected to medical, and this is just one that's been going on for quite a while. It's quite continuative. And I woke up one morning and in my head I said, go to the library. I was joining a group of spiritual girls for lunch. I thought, too busy to go to the library, so, and then it came again and again. So I thought, righto, down to the library I went. And I walked around the library and I'm going, I can't work out what's going on here. And I said, okay, guys, show me what you want me to see, because I couldn't find anything. And anyway, right in front of this aisle was this book that says everything that you need to know about an octopus. I giggled to myself and I said, okay, guys, this is the book. Show me what it is. So I opened it up and I said, show me the page that you want me to read. I opened it up and the page came up that said, octopuses control their own acetylcholine. The illness that I have is that my synapses from a virus have coated and my acetylcholine doesn't go through. So I laughed my head off, grabbed the book and said, thank you so much. Went to the group that I was going to, knowing the fact that I could talk about it. As I walked in the door, Octopus's Garden was singing on the radio. Now I haven't heard that forever. But recently, so we all chatted to my friends, which I could talk to. But just recently, if Wendy's listening, I had a session with John Weber, Wendy. He's just the most wonderful, lovely man with hypnosis. And as I was going up the stairs, I had half an hour and I looked at the National Geographics and I thought, so I get a lot of information from them. And I picked up a book and I went, November, my birthday. I opened the page, everything you need to know about octopuses. Had a giggle to myself.
They're just piling on. So what I'm getting is like, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not over. There's going to be more. Yeah. I feel like continuing. I just want to tell you, it's like, I thought I was going to tell you an infinity symbol as a sign. And as I'm watching this just now, it turns and it goes into the number 8 also. And I feel like 8, what's the plural? Octopi? So keep track. You're going to be writing these down, right? You're going to be following my directions, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely. Thank you.
that's a good one.
Hello. I get signs from my daughter who passed away a few years ago, and lately, for the last couple of years, they've been coming through license plates. And one of the best ones, I'll make the story short, one of the best ones, her name was Jill, and the license plate was JLL 2328. 23, or the 23rd, is her birthday, 28 is my birthday. So I knew that had to be from her.
Okay,
the
this is
letters were
great.
right and the numbers were right.
The letters are right, the numbers are right. And furthermore, you looked at the license plate at just the right time. So you guys, once you get a sign one certain way, they get so happy that you understood it that they'll up the ante. And it almost becomes like he's really gonna like this, like outdoing themselves type of game. And that energy builds up and allows them to do even so much more. So I'm glad you brought up license plates because it's a big venue for signs, you guys.
I get a lot of signs from my son in spirit, but what happened today is something I really felt I needed to share. Today, this morning in meditation, I was in the Soul Quest in the service, and during meditation, I clearly saw his face in my mind's eye. I clearly saw him. And I was so happy. And as I wrote in my journal afterwards, I could sense a lot of presence around me. So I just wanted to share that.
I also, was there something about a buzz cut, a haircut, a buzz cut?
Oh, he used to buzz his beautiful red hair off, and I hated when he did it.
Okay. I'm seeing him standing over it'd be your left shoulder and saying the word buzz cut, and I can see it's just very, very short, but he's distinctly proud of you for getting that, because you guys always had your inside jokes.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Did you hear that? She saw him and she knew it wasn't confabulation. She knew it wasn't being created in her mind, and he just came through to verify it. You created that. I just get to give you the good news that you created that.
Yes. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
This is about my granddaughter. She's 8 years old and she's psychic. We were at a park last week, sitting on the bank by a small stream, and there was no wind at all. It was totally calm. And then there was a bush near us, and all of a sudden the leaves started shaking. Only on this bush, no other bushes. And I said, Brenna, I knew who it was, but I said, Brenna, who is that? She goes, it's Nanny. That's my mother. And I knew in my mind that it was before I asked her. So that was her sign.
And what did you say to her when she said that?
I said, yeah, you're right, Brenna. That's who it is.
Perfect. Perfect. I'd love to give you a hug right now. It's really important that when a loved one picks up on a sign and you're with them, that you hold space for them, even if you had thought it was somebody else or whatever it is, because who knows if, a loved one's working with somebody else, there could be 5 of them watching. You picked up on one and the other person you're with picked up on another. And so and if it went right by you, if that went right by you and you didn't notice, and she had said, I think that's Nana, that you stay open and you stay validating. The beautiful part here is that the younger people are more open, not always, but most of the time. And you have a huge pink aura around you, so know that your heart is open too. So thanks for sharing that.
My daughter crossed over in 2018. She sends me a lot of signs, but some of them were really very, very strong in the beginning. Like she would send me Instagram messages that would pop up on my phone. And I feel like she had to have them a little stronger then because she was more worried about me. They're a little more subtle now, and a lot of times I can hear her, but when I'm going to sleep, it's easier because I'm more relaxed. So I know they're around us, but do they move further away from us?
Okay. No, they're not moving further away. God, I feel like she's right there. I'm not seeing her clairvoyantly right now, but I'm hearing clairaudiently, I was just there. I was just there. I was just there. like 3 times in a row. So this is an opportunity to remind people that the sense of time is really different. And you know, if somebody says, oh, that can't be a sign from this person I love because they've been gone so long, not to them, they haven't been gone that long, or it's a long time between signs and I've been asking, not for them. So you can even say to somebody, I know you're not further away. I know you're not tracking time, but you know, I am right now. Don't forget, make it playful, make it cheerful, and then add gratitude for that as well. And what's the significance of Baby You're a Firework, that song?
I'm not sure with that. I'd have to think
I'll
about that.
ask. I have so many songs today. I'll ask. I got that song just the other day for a session too. Oh, Celebrate. I got Celebrate and something about a sparkler on a cake. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
All right. You know about this?
Yeah.
The sparkler on the cake.
We celebrate her birthday and her crossing over date every year.
I want to specifically mention a sparkler on a cake. And if it hasn't happened yet, have a sense it will. It's over your head. So I know I'm seeing it. I don't know why, but I want you to keep that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
They do not go farther away from us.
Yeah, Suzanne, I've been expressing my intent for a sign from our daughter quite a bit over the last week for certain reasons. And then yesterday we were in our family room and my wife could smell perfume quite strongly. Possibly our daughters. I couldn't smell it at all. So I'm wondering what it might mean.
Is that her next to you?
Yes.
I know our listeners can't see you guys. You're sharing one big, beautiful purple aura. It looks like your auras, your energies have merged. And the purple is the connection with spirit. It's coming from this area up here that's open to spirit and open to higher self. And I can see words written, don't compare, between you guys. And then right under that, written in the purple and white, it's the writings in white, it says, don't compare, don't analyze. And that I'm supposed to tell, what's your first name, sir?
Tom and Gail.
Okay. Gail, you will continue to have, it's clear olfactory. It's what it's called. And it's the ability for the nose to pick up a scent, but she's not always going to use a scent. And what's happening with Tom is this is going to be throat chakra. It's going to hear, you're going to hear words. Here's the thing, your girl doesn't do numbers. Your girl doesn't do, you know, butterflies and birdies. She's coming a different way and it's the harder work. She wants you to hear her. She wants you to smell. And then also both of you, just come into your bed at night. I see like standing at the end of the bed and like patting your leg or something like that. So I want you to pay, thumbs up, green light, ding, 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 got it right. So I want you to pay attention to something at night, you know, right as you're falling asleep, patting you guys. And one of you has the covers on and one of you has the covers off. And it's just so funny. You guys are really, really cute. And I love my parents. Give her a little more time and look in different places for these signs, because they're not coming the way that you've read in a lot of books or heard on meetings. They're a little more sophisticated, actually.
Thank you.
I may say so. IMHO. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Hi, Susanne.
Hi.
My son in spirit, he's been sending me card signs, like playing cards, and I wasn't sure whether
playing
that
cards?
was a sign or not. Playing cards in random
Wow.
places.
Is
But,
it King of Hearts? Is King of Hearts one of them?
You see,
Have you had a King
really
of Hearts?
have not paid much attention to the first ones because
Can I
didn't
tell you
think they were
something?
real.
You said Magdalena. I woke up this morning face to face. I opened my eyes this morning face to face with a card that was a King of Hearts. And I've been waiting all day to place that. So would you please let Karen or the group know if that comes up for you? So, okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I've made a note of this. So I wasn't quite sure whether they were signs or not. So I was going to Barcelona, where my son used to live, to meet his friends. which I don't do much. I don't often do this. And I said, okay, so this is the time now. Give me the sign because, I'm doing this for you, going to see your friends. And as I was walking along the beach with his friend, suddenly I was struck. There were two cards on the on the ground, and it wasn't supposed to be a place where you play cards. And there were two, so I just felt like one was for me, one was for her, for the friend. But then, so that was very, very reassuring. And then his brother suddenly got a tattoo, and I said, "What's the tattoo?" And he said, "That's a list of magic tricks, like card tricks that I have to learn." Oh God, I'm getting really warm now. And I was kind of wondering, is there a connection? Or I don't know. How do you feel about this?
I think that thumbs up, green light, ding, ding, ding. Lots of lights going off around me. Like I'm seeing objectively little white lights and little blue lights in my peripheral vision. I think when you're finding cards, you're open to signs, you're requesting them, you're grateful for them. And then you hear about the card tricks. I can hear my guides saying, tell her practical jokes, tell her surprises. And I see a gift with the word surprise and a ribbon on it, which is my symbol I have for surprise gifts. I think your son's just getting started with this. It's going to be, you're the second person in a row now that's going to have some very, very creative signs yet to come. But I really would love to know why I woke up looking at a card. I was seeing it objectively, like it was over my face. Hold on, I need to ask this question. Hold on. Yeah, there's another part to this. And it is, I will talk to you through the cards. And then I see my symbol for Oracle. It's like a gold, like a gilded O in a frame. When I see that symbol, it means Oracle cards. So he wants to talk to you. Okay. And he wants to play with the cards. Boom. Thumbs up, green light, ding, ding, ding. Get on Amazon.
Thank you.
Don't waste any time.
Thanks, Karen. Hi, Suzanne. When I was 17, hello, I lost my dad, and before his funeral, I was sitting in the lounge by myself, trying to get some sleep because I was absolutely devastated. And all of a sudden, there was a thickening of the atmosphere right down my right-hand side, about the size of my dad, and I'm sure it was him because with the peace and love that has left me with all these years, which are many, I'm sure it was him. Am I correct, would you say? Thank you.
I'm being shown, is this your husband?
Yes.
That's with you? I'm being shown he comes to him too. That your dad comes to him too.
Thank you.
And he's calling him son or sonny. Like,
that's my dad.
He looks at you guys like your kids. He's looking at you guys like your kids because I can see through his eyes as he comes. So yeah, of course it was him. But you're just like you're Sonny and you're the baby girl. In his eyes, you're very, very, very much the babies. Enjoy that. It's great to feel the presence. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget that Suzanne has got courses. She's got an Intuition Educator online school that's open to anyone. She's got courses going. She's also got a very affordable membership community called Carefree Souls. Now, Gary, I think you're a member of that community. Could you tell us a little bit about what's involved?
Well, it's absolutely awesome. And it's you get several events paid for the year if you sign up as a member. And then there's like this special group of Carefree Souls where Suzanne will bring a topic. We have discussions. It's very energetic, very lively, and I always learn from it. So just the beautiful people that are there, plus Suzanne is the leader. I mean, you know, can't beat that. So
thank you. Yeah, we do stuff like this all the time. Carefree Medium, go to carefreemedium.com. It's on the very first page. It includes 2 of the group meetings a month, and then we'll have special events and also coupons and things like that. One of our special events coming up in August is Dr. Eben Alexander is coming on to help celebrate the 15th anniversary of my near-death experience. And it's just my Carefree Souls group that will be there. We'll make a video